Hello everyone, welcome to Some Things Cooking with Alpa. And many people are afraid of baking as many times their cake attempts fail. So here I bring you a foolproof recipe of vanilla sponge cake which turns out cottony soft and spongy each time. And it's very easy to make. Even if you are a beginner, you will get the perfect results. Guaranteed. So without any further delay, let's begin with our process and let's see how to make this delicious cake. So guys, to make the perfect vanilla sponge cake, let's take 165 grams of regular salted butter, which is at room temperature. Here I'm using Amul butter. You can use whichever butter you have in your house. And now let's beat it for the next 5 minutes or until the time the color of the butter starts to change. And now as you can see guys, the butter has changed from yellow to almost white. And now let's gather the butter together, and then we are going to add 165 grams of powdered sugar. But we are going to add it little at a time, and then we are going to beat it till the time all of the ingredients are nicely mixed in together. So let's start beating the sugar along with the butter. And as I mentioned before guys, it's a simple vanilla sponge cake. It's a basic recipe. If you are a beginner at baking, this is the perfect cake recipe that you should try. And here I'm going to give you every tips possible. And once all of the sugar is nicely mixed in, then let's add 3 eggs. Now guys, not to add all eggs together, let's add 1 egg at a time and let's beat it. So patience is the game when you are making a good sponge cake. And also guys, as you can see, I'm moving the bowl while beating the ingredients. So do the same. And now that the first egg is nicely mixed in, let's take the second egg and beat it, and then we are going to add the third egg and beat it as well. And once all the 3 eggs are nicely mixed in with our butter and sugar mixture, look at this guys, it's become nice and creamy, and that is exactly how you want it. So once you are done with this, then it's time for us to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. We are adding 1 teaspoon because it's a vanilla cake. We need a little bit more of vanilla flavor in here. And now let's beat it again just for about 30 seconds so that the vanilla gets nicely mixed in. And now let's keep this aside and let's take 165 grams of maida, also called as all-purpose flour, which comes to 1 1/3 cup of flour, followed by 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And now let's run it through the sieve, which is a very important step as it aerates the flour and helps make our cake nice and light. And once you are done through with this, then let's add little at a time. So basically I'm just going to add or divide this flour into 3 equal parts and then start adding it into our batter, and using the cut and the fold method, using a spatula, I'm going to mix this flour in together. And once all of the flour is nicely mixed in, then it's time for us to add 2 tablespoons of milk. Again guys, add little milk at a time, and also make sure that the milk is at room temperature, and using cut and fold method, let's mix the milk in as well. And here guys, I took a 7-inch round baking pan which I completely greased with butter. Then I put a parchment paper or butter paper cut into round shape and put it at the bottom of this baking pan, and grease the top side of the parchment paper with butter as well. And now on the sides we are going to add some all-purpose flour, which is maida, and we are going to make sure that it evenly coats the sides of the pan. And once the sides are completely coated with the all-purpose flour, then we are simply going to turn it upside down and tap on it so as to remove any excess flour from there. And now it's time for us to add our cake batter into the pan. So let's not add all of it together. Let's add just half of it and evenly spread it out. Once you have done spreading it out, then let's take a toothpick and run it through it like this in a zigzag manner. It will allow the air in from the batter to flow out. So very important step. Do this step. I'm sure your cake will turn out great. And now let's add the rest of the batter and make it nice and even. And once the batter is nice and even, then let's bang it on the kitchen counter at least 10 times. And then let's head over to our preheated oven and put it into our middle rack. And guys, when I preheated the oven, the temperature was at 180 degrees Celsius with the top and the bottom fan, and I preheated it for 10 minutes. And once you put the cake in the oven, then make sure the temperature is again at 180 degrees and the bottom and fan is on. And now we are going to bake it for the next 40 to 45 minutes. And here guys, after 45 minutes, our cake is ready. So let's take a big toothpick and check if no batter sticks on the toothpick. That means our cake is totally done. And then let's wait for it to cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then let's take a plate and turn it upside down, bang on the bottom side of the baking pan. And then let's remove the parchment paper once the cake comes out onto the plate. Take another plate and turn it upside down, and here we go. Our cake is ready. Wasn't it easy, guys? I'm sure you might feel a little overwhelmed the first time you make it, but please give one more try of this recipe and I'm sure your results will really be good, and you will be extremely excited that you were able to bake a cake in your oven. And don't forget to share the link of this recipe with your friends and family. And do write me a comment if you are a first time baker and you made this cake successfully, which I guarantee it will be success. And look at our cake, guys, nice and soft and spongy. Wow, my mouth is watering. I need to dig in, and so do you. So do make it right away. And I will see you very soon. Meanwhile, you take care. Bye bye.